Travis Wayne Goodsell. As a teenager in Southern California, my parents would take summer vacations up to Utah and Idaho, make the family round trip. Oftentimes they'd bring their copier to copy genealogies and histories. And so knowing that we children would be very, very bored in those situations, they would drop us off at, especially for youth, at BYU. I believe they were in August every year. And so I went 3 times before the school year of sophomore, junior, and senior. And I guess it was like camp for Mormons, a religious camp, as they would have classes on gospel religious topics, but also have activities, dances, and we'd hang out in the dorms. And of course it's separated, it's not co-ed dorms. It's a conservative religious school, after all, that teaches abstinence so that we can destroy our marriages with our lack of sexual education. And so part of that lack of education causes problems as youth, as we are told to just turn it off. If you've seen the Book of Mormon musical, they were referring to homosexual desires, but in the church it applies to all sexual desires. And so when it's coupled with abstinence only, and you can only do it in the marriage, sealed in the temple, otherwise you're a sinner and an evil person, and so yeah, that causes a lot of stress and anxiety and guilt and shame as a teenager when you hit puberty. And sad to watch, since I've been here, especially the last 5 years, there's been an increase in suicides, not just from kids who believe that they're not the normal that the church wants them to be, and be an outcast as a result of it, leads to their suicide. Then you get the bullies who say, "Oh, I'll take the pictures of your suicide." Yeah, that guy is now in prison. That kid, charged as an adult. Bullying behavior. But anyway, and so those years in at BYU in Utah is where I got my interest in drawing mountains. I once had a picture journal where I would draw in the pages, and I had a whole series of different mountains symbolizing different human behaviors, human characteristics. And it was because of the experience I had seeing the mountains here in Utah Valley. And while there, the first year I was able to stay up all night without Mountain Dew, because they don't sell it there. And I would, that first year, I stayed up working on a poem. And I tried to make it a tradition for the next 2 years. I succeeded with the second year. I almost made it through the night. And then the third year, right before the senior year, I didn't make it. I was too worn out on that last day of the week. But I was big into poetry, big into creative writing and other writing, music composition. As downward motion of the whole, if you saw that video, that came out one of those years. And of course, the highlight for guys, I doubt it was for girls, was to meet the girls who come from all over the United States to be there for that week. And of course it costs money, and so it's pretty much the rich families that are able to send their kids there. And that's why I was able to go. And I think it was for my junior, I couldn't tell you, but it was probably the first year, because the last 2 years it sort of was getting worse. I wasn't getting attention from women as I did that first year. So yeah, I was new the first time, and I blew the opportunity, and so the last 2 years kind of sucked, as not getting attention from women at home and abroad sort of depresses a guy. And the years of pimple faces and puberty and doesn't help the situation, with the church telling you you're evil. But I remember this cute little blonde. Just met her at the final dance of the week. She passed out. She gave me her school book picture, just a little wallet size, and I thought it was strange. I didn't know we were supposed to bring our school book photos to pass out. But all she had on the back of it was her name. So no address to send her snail mail. Because you see, kids, back in my day, we didn't have this thing called Gmail or Hotmail. Hotmail, I remember my dad had Hotmail, and he also got a security program that rejected all of his emails because it considered hot as pornographic. And so, yeah, that was a brilliant concept of whoever the dumbass was who thought of that idea. But yeah, no phone number. which back in those days we had long distance, and it cost more for long distance. No. But I remember when it cost just a dime for a phone call, then it went up to 25 cents, and I remember it going up to 50 cents for just a local in what's called phone booths. You see, kids, in my day, Superman changed clothes in a phone booth. So yeah, there was the one Superman episode where there were no more phone booths. And then I think it was Colin Farrell. I think Colin Firth is the Pride and Prejudice from Britain guy. Colin Farrell did a movie with Kiefer Sutherland, as Kiefer Sutherland was holding him hostage in a phone booth. The last phone booth in New York. But yeah, I got caught by my mom as she saw me with that photo that I had carried around in my wallet, and I had taken it out to look at it while we were at my grandparents' house, most likely for the holidays that year when I got it. And she was trying to tease me that I had a girlfriend and blah blah blah, and so yeah, I kept it in my wallet, didn't talk about it. Parents then thought I was gay. Of course, in the 80s, the church was already electrocuting guys who came out as gay so that they can change them back into suppressed gay, putting them back in the closet with electric shock, because electric shock therapy just doesn't work. It's a proven failed system. The research showed that only bisexuals are the ones who claimed to be cured of gayness. But as it turns out, they were just saying it so that they didn't get electrocuted anymore. But didn't have to worry about that. But yeah, it was fun, because I remember when they'd have us in our group as a dorm, because there were lots of dorms, so our dorm would sometimes do activities together, and sometimes we'd do joint guy stuff, and that was I wanted to mix with the girls, and as it turned out, the lessons were pretty much the only opportunity on a daily basis to hang out with the girls, but I ended up by myself the whole time, and so yeah, very lonely. So lonely. There's a song. I'm gonna put that as the thumbnail. Not the thumbnail, the theme song. Beautiful song. But I always chose as many of the latter day stuff that I could find. I wasn't too interested in relationships and prayer, none of that stuff. I do remember John By the Way, and I guess he's still doing it today. But they'd always hand out a cassette tape of the music for the theme that year. They'd have different themes every year, and John By the Way gets to use it as a marketing tool for his music. But he also gets to take the opportunity to to give talks and stuff. But I was always fascinated with the second coming, as it was known, and still is, but having learned on my own about religion, the scriptures, and Joseph Smith and the history of the church, I now realize there is no second coming. It's all a fraud. It's a first coming to restore. But nonetheless, it was a fascinating subject and topic for me that I wanted to get it as much as I could. And of course it was set up like a school setting where you pick your classes for the week, and you have space in between to rush to the next class. And so having a focus on latter days helped keep it in the same area, so I didn't have to really go far. Yeah, there was not too much in the way of allowing kids to meet and communicate thereafter. It was sort of on the kids to do it if they were going to do it. But yeah, that's my memories from, especially for youth. I do remember one year it snowed. Still summertime and it was snowing. I remember that. But that's life as a Mormon boy going to EFY.